Yo, what's up, guys? So today we are going through week 8 for my Sunnyshore League campaign, and this is against Hayes. Um, yeah, this is a pretty good matchup. I mean, a pretty good battle because Hayes is actually a good player, and he's got like a really solid team as well. As you can see right here, like it's really well rounded. He's got like it's a combination of bulk and offense, and even his bulky monster like can run offense, and then his typings are like really good as well. Like he's just got like Landerous T, one of the best grounds in the game, one of the best flyings in the game, and those are two types that you always want in your team, and he has like one of the best ones. Then he has Latias, very solid dragon, Mega Gyarados, good water, good dark. Dragon Small Breaker is actually a big threat to I think it's kind of underrated in draft. Mega Gyarados, it can actually put in a lot of work. And then of course you got like a Blacephalon and just hard hitters like X-Cloud and even Specs Blacephalon, Sork like with Choice Band, and a lot of utility as well. As you can see, we have webs, we have toxic spikes with the Roserade, Galvantula, and of course Stealth Rock as well. But nonetheless, let's get right into my team build. This is how I started off. So straight away I start with Tangrowth, because as you can see in his team, Tangrowth covers like a lot of stuff. So it's primarily the Mega Gyarados check / counter, because as you can see, like since it has, I mean I don't have Quagsire anymore, but if I did, Mold Breaker would ignore Unaware, and also like DD +1 Gyarados against my team is actually a big threat, and outside of Tangrowth, like I guess maybe Gramble, but Gramble doesn't have the longevity or regen, so that's why I went Tangrowth. And so yeah, outside of those two, it can actually put in like a lot of work and potentially sweep. So that's why I started off with Tangrowth straight away to keep that big threat in check. Tangrowth also can pivot around Landerous T, it's a counter to that. It can pivot around it with Regenerator. If it brings like Scarf Sork, Tangrowth can pivot around that as well, avoids the 2-hit KO easily. And then, it's got Giga Drain, it's got Synthesis, it's got Leech Seed, it's got Regenerator. Longevity is not an issue. Lastly, like potentially you can also switch into like Grimmsnarl if it like goes offensive or something. But yeah, this is the setup. So obviously we went Giga Drain mainly for Gyarados and just the general stab, gives you recovery, knockoff, because it's knockoff, Leech Seed in this matchup, because to be honest, it's because I saw like Corviknight, because normally I have like Toxic in there or something, but in this matchup I can see his Tangle situation being Corviknight and Roserade. So that's why knockoff is good for Roserade, at least I removed the item. And for Corviknight, obviously I can't really damage that, so at least I can Leech Seed there, which would actually be helpful. It gives me recovery back, takes his recovery, and whatever switches into Corviknight gets a little recovery as well. So that's why I went Leech Seed. It is actually pretty useful. And then we got Synthesis for some longevity, because Tangrowth is checking quite a lot here. That's why I figured there may actually be turns where I can't just rely on Regenerator. I may actually have to recover myself. So that's why these are the 4 moves I went with. The EVs, this avoids the 2-hit KO from Scarf Sork after Stealth Rock, and obviously it just takes anything from +1 Gyarados. And then we have like a lot of Spadef as well, because we don't need like that much more defense, because it already checked like what it had to check very easily. And just in case it brings like heat, like Fire Blast, Mega Gyarados or something, at least I have like quite a bit of Spadef to make up for it. So yeah. Next up we have Spyro's mom, apparently, Gudra. I don't know why I nicknamed it that, but yeah. So Gudra was actually pretty important in this matchup, thanks to its typing and its great bulk. So primarily it's there to switch into Galvantula. It kind of counters that with its max HP and max Spadef. I needed that in this matchup. It also pivots, switches into Blacephalon easily. With that spread, it literally just hard walls it. You also got Roserade, that's why I have Sapsipar, and it's a hard counter to that as well. It can pivot around Magneton really easily, Excellent Spadef, and it's also like a soft X-Cloud check, because The reason I say soft is because Specs Expert like does hit hard, and Gudra doesn't really have longevity. As you can see, I only have Resto Chesto. And the reason I went Rest is because he'll be switching into so much, and he doesn't have like any good recovery. He has this move called Life Dew, which gives you like 25%, but 25% is not enough at all. But yeah, Resto Chesto was needed because I just thought like, Gudra is switching into a lot here, so we might just need that little break to just get a lot of health back and go at it again. So yeah, that's what Gudra did. He just switched into like a lot. Basically, like, all his special attackers Gudra covered. So like Gudra and Tangrowth kind of like covered everything, and then we just kind of support them there. So the set itself, we went max per def because of how much this thing is checking and how hard I really want it to check them as well. And yeah, so the set is basically we don't have stab, we don't have any other standard kind of moves. We just have a Earthquake and Fire Punch, and the reason for that is because those two moves hit everything that Gudra is trying to check. So for example, Galvantula, you Fire Punch, Roserade, you Fire Punch, Magneton, you Earthquake, Blacephalon, you Earthquake, and then okay, Exploder, we don't really hit him hard, but then again, that's not Gudra's job. We have another member for that. But yeah, those two moves like was enough for everything else, and obviously without a dragon move, we are like hard walled by Lati and kind of Landorus as well with a -1 Fire Punch. But maybe I could have run Draco or something over Toxic, especially like because Corviknight would also hard wall this. But yeah, in hindsight, maybe I could have run Draco Meteor to just at least be a little more offensive and hit Lati and hit Exploud a little harder. Because Toxic, I don't really see it happening. Like Corviknight is there, Roserade is there, but I guess it's just there as is somewhat spammable move. But yeah, next up we have AV Tornadus. Now he was the primary Exploud switching, and yeah, because Specs Exploud like still like I don't know 3 hit KO'd Gudra, like and especially with how much Gudra had to use check as well, like 4 or 5 different Pokemon, it could very easily be overwhelmed. So Torn is here to support it, and it does that fantastically with Regenerator, the GOAT ability. So Torn has longevity, it has a lot of offensive presence, flight. It's just like the best pivot in the game by far, and yeah, that's exactly what Torn did. So this spread, you got max HP with Tornadus, with Assault Vest, and we avoid the 2-hit KO from Exploud. And yeah, I guess it can also pivot around like Roserade and Blacephalon easily. You can, take their moves with this spread very easily and force them out with Knockoff and Air Slash. And yeah, it also pivots around Latias, like we'll take Dracos and Psychics and all that, and then just like go for a Knockoff, U-turn and all that kind of stuff. We can U-turn into like Mega Sizzle or Chandelure or Tapu Koko. But yeah, that's what Torn did. It basically supported Gudra, it pivoted around a lot of things, and it constantly applied offensive pressure. So in a way, it's just like a little emergency button. Like if I'm ever in a bad situation, just go Torn and just regain momentum, do something. Next up we have a Mega Sizzle. So Mega Sizzle primarily was here just for defog, because this guy has Toxic Spikes in Roserade, he has Sticky Web in Galvantula, he has Stealth Rock, he has those 3. But it's Webs and Toxic Spikes that really worried me, especially because I'm not bringing Drapion, and Webs would like allow the likes of like Specs Blacephalon and Gyarados Specs Exploud to just go ham. So I didn't want him to stack hazards like that. That's why I bought defog for sure. And yeah, Mega Scissor itself, like, just supports Tangrowth a lot, because just like Gudra, Tangrowth is checking a lot of different ones, and because of that, I feared that it could be overwhelmed as well. Because what did I say? This thing's checking like Mega Gyarados, it's checking Landorus T, it's checking Sulk, and potentially Grimmsnarl. So that's a lot of Pokemon, so it does need support, and that's why we have Mega Sizzle. Mega Sizzle can, it can counter Mega Gyarados with this kind of spread. And if it doesn't bring Fire Blast, it definitely can pivot around Sulk. This spread avoids the 2-hit KO from close combat after Stealth Rock, and yeah, also like kind of beats Grim and non-SD Lando. So yeah, that's what Sizzle did. First it provided defog, then it support Tangrowth, so Tangrowth does not get overwhelmed. The moveset is very basic. Obviously we have defog and roost, and then we have a bullet punch, and then U-turn to just maintain momentum, because Sizzle was like quite passive in this game. It's not really here to just dish out damage, it's just there to like regain momentum, quite literally. Like you know, if Tangrowth's getting overwhelmed or something's in trouble, it just comes in, it roosts, the second U-turns out, kind of. Yeah, so yeah, that's what it did. Yeah, so as I said, the spread avoids the 2 KO from Sork, close combat, and then we just put the rest in Spread for some extra utility. So yeah, at this point I felt like, you know, I've got all his threats covered. Like, I don't really see a way for him to break through what I got here. So then I just started looking at like my old win conditions, and I bought like things that I thought can destroy him. So first up, as always, we have the Go Tapu Koko. So this set kind of like destroyed him. So we have enough speed. Yeah, so his team is quite slow. Fastest one is Latias at 110, and Koko can outspeed that without needing a timid or whatever nature. We just have enough to outspeed 350, which is Latias. So we outspeed his whole team. Then we got Modest. I mean, we're running mild because of Brave Bird, but yeah, max special attack for maximum bolt and gleam damage. And then Brave Bird because of the bastard Roserade. Yeah, Roserade. Then the rest in HP. So yeah, we don't need any attack to kill Roserade with the expert built Brave Bird. So we just put the rest in HP. We didn't go 36 like that because that's 290. Makes you take more from Stealth Rock, so we just took one off there. And put the rest in attack like that. But yeah, as you can see, Koko puts in a shit ton of work against him. We've got a Gleam against Lati, we've got Bolt against Corviknight, we've got Gleam against Grimmsnarl, Bolt against Gyarados, Bolt against Blacephalon, doing like at least 80 because of its bulk. Brave Bird, Galvantula, Gleam the... Brave Bird Roserade, Gleam the Galvantula, Gleam the Sork, Bolt the Exploud, Magneton, not switching. So yeah, as you can see, this thing that 1-hit KOs or 2-hit KOs his whole team, and it outspeeds everything. That's why I just bought it straight away. It's just a massive threat. And look, finally we have Chandelure to round out the offense, because this thing's actually a huge threat to him. He has literally no switch-ins. Nothing here is a switch-in, if you look at it. Like, yeah, I mean, no one's gonna bring like I don't know, Max Bidef, Mega Gyarados, Rest Talk. Even then, like, if you do bring that, you would be scared of like Specs Energy Ball anyway, so you'd probably think that it's not a check. So as you can see from his team, nothing switches in. Everything is 2-hit KO'd or 1-hit KO'd. And I felt Specs would be greedy here. I'd rather just go for the speed and outspeed his offense, aka outspeeding Latias again. Sork is faster anyway, so we're not trying to outspeed like Scarf Sork, even though we're holding Scarf ourselves, because if it is Scarf Sork, it's gonna outspeed me anyway. Roserade is faster if it's because it's base 90, so is Galvantula. Exploud is not going to run Scarf, it's going to run like Specs or Life Orb or whatever. Magneton I don't care about. But yeah, so Scarf, like, you know, we outspeed Lati, 1-hit KO with a Shadow Ball, Modest Shadow Ball that is. We got like, yeah, we got like Modest overheat. It's just like, you can 1-hit KO Lando, you know, just surprise 1-hit KO. You can surprise 1-hit KO Latias. Obviously we 1-hit KO Corviknight. Grimmsnarl, like if it tries switching, it's gonna take like a fat overheat or a flamethrower. Gyarados Mega, you know, it's weak to rock, it's got no recovery, no item, nothing. Also we have Energy Ball just in case. Galvantula, Roserade, Flame, Sork, Flame, literally anything, Exploud, Flame. Yeah, so like this thing, in a way it outspeeds everything, like provided, yeah, it outspeeds everything with the Scarf, and then it has the potential to 1-hit KO like 90% of his team, or if not then 2-hit KO. So yeah, that was the team. We have pretty much all his offense covered, and then we have 2 very good win conditions ourselves. So I'm just gonna go ahead to the battle now. Alright, so as you can see, he brings these 6, no Mega Gyarados. Fair enough, I can see why he did that. We do have Tangrowth and Granbull, so it doesn't look like a good bring. But yeah, no Latias either, kind of relieving, because, you know, like last week, you know, to be honest, the Latis are big threats to my draft. Since they gained Mystical Fire, they're actually big threats to my draft, but the two people using them. Last week we had Pi with the Mega Latios, but it did not bring it. And as I said, that could have put in a lot of work. And then we have Hayes right here, not bringing Latias, which I can kind of, I don't know. I guess he can explain himself. But personally, I would have brung Latias because if you look at the matchups, I'm gonna put it in screen here. I don't know if it's gonna, yeah. But if you look at the matchups, nothing on my team is truly a check to it. Not really. And then on the defensive spectrum, like, I can see why. Like, it doesn't check Coco, it doesn't check Mega Sizzle, it doesn't check Gudra, it doesn't check Mammoth, it doesn't check Chandelure or Tornadus. So against my offense, it sucks, and then with my defense, it's kind of deterred by, like, I don't know, Spadef, Licky Licky, and Slowking. So fair enough. He didn't bring it, but fair enough. But I still feel it could have done work because of the team I ended up bringing. But then that is hindsight. But nonetheless, let's just get right into the bloody battle. So these are the 6 he brings. No Gyarados, no Latias, no Blacephalon, surprisingly. I thought that could have definitely put in work. But yeah, here it is. So let me just turn off the music. And we're gonna go right into it. So I am commentating this live, so I'm gonna kind of commentate as the turns happen. So turn 1, he leads a Corviknight, and I lead a Mega Sizzle. Mega Sizzle being my safest lead because nothing one-hit KOs it. Specs, Fire move X-Cloud will, but then again we have Regenerator Torn to check that. We have Gudra as well. So if that situation does end up happening, I don't lose much at all because I have 2 counters right there. And especially with Regen Tornadoes, it's not like I lose health in the process. So yeah, otherwise Mega Sizzle matched up well against everything else, and I do have U-turn to pivot out as well, so that's why I went with it. And he leads Corviknight, so here we go. And I believe he uses Body Slam. Yeah, that is some bullshit. Like, he goes for Body Slam, and look what happens. He gets a paralysis turn 1 straight away. Like, what a fucking turn 1. You see Body Slam Corviknight, and then it immediately powers the Mega Sizzle. So I U-turn out. And if I remember correctly, the reason he brung Body Slam Corviknight was actually stupid, because he said I brung Body Slam Corviknight to paralyze Coco potentially, but he didn't even realize that electric types cannot get paralyzed. So he was hoping for something that did not happen, but he got rewarded anyway. But yeah, turn 2, obviously I go to my Chandelure to threaten this thing out, and as you can see, he has no fire resists, so I think, okay, fantastic, I can potentially overheat. Do I overheat? Oh, Flamethrower. Overheat would have been better there, to be honest. But nonetheless, we do go for Flamethrower. He's got no resist, so it shows that Spadef Grimmsnarl is his check. So fair enough there. This is not good for me. I don't want to get Prankster TV. I don't want to get Sucker Punched, and he does take very little due to his Spadef investment, so I'm going to switch out to my Tangrowth. Tangrowth hard walls this any day. And he goes for Light Screen. Fair enough, he's bringing screens. I'm not really sure why. Like, if you're gonna bring screens, you should abuse it with that Mega Gyarados or even Blacephalon, not like these lot. But fair enough. Now he goes for more of the yellow magic, gets a full power. Fair enough. I think I probably Sludge Bomb there or something. I get paralysis again as he goes for a Spirit Break. Get some lefties there. As you can see, that Spirit Break net damage was 10%. Yeah, that's a joke. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, now I guess he realized that he can't do anything to me, and he switches out. Thankfully this turn I do not get parried, and I go for knockoff. The reason for that is because whatever comes in loses the item, and if he stays in, I potentially knock off that, like, what I thought could be Chesto Berry or whatever he's running, even the screen extender item. So yeah, that's why I go for knockoff. It pays off. It goes to X-Cloud, reveals Silk Scarf. So I'm thinking, amazing. That's the X-Cloud's power significantly reduced. It's not Specs anymore. It was Silk Scarf anyway. So that happening, I went to Tornadus, AV Torn, take that So yeah, oh yeah, he reveals substitute. That is an interesting set. Fair enough. I go for knockoff because knockoff was a dumb. I don't even know why I did that. I have superpower, do I not? Do I not have superpower? Yeah, slash heatwave. I guess I thought knockoff would break the sub, but I should have just broke the sub there. Actually, wait, no. It made sense. I don't have superpower. I have air slash knock heatwave. I'm actually, yeah. This is what happens when I commentate live. I forget my movesets. But yeah, because he has light screen off, none of my special moves will break the sub, and I was just knockoff is like 100% accurate. It's not gonna miss like air slash or heatwave, which have a chance to miss. So in this case, like it was, I'm gonna take 2 turns to break the sub anyway, and I'm gonna use the 100% accurate move to do that, not the 95% or 90%. So my bad. That's not a bad play at all. I actually made the smart play there. And he goes for Beam Burst. Yeah, there's 44. I am AV, and then I U-turn out because I know that because he took the knockoff damage, the U-turn will break the sub, and I can now go to Gudra. And I switch out there because 44 was still too much, and I did want Torn healthy, so we go to Gudra, the other X-Cloud check, and since Gudra is physical, we ignore the light screen, and we can prevent him from going for sub. So yeah. Go to Gudra, he does Beam Burst, does 32 still, so yeah, that's why I was saying Gudra was not the best expert check, that's why Torn is there to back it up. So there we go for Fire Punch, because I was expecting him to switch out into the Corvi Knight so I could potentially get a Fire Punch, well I damage it with Fire Punch anyway, or potentially get a burn anyway. So yeah, it was the best play there, and Earthquake wasn't killing, so you know, 2 Earthquakes good, but Earthquake and Fire Punch also would, so it's better to Fire Punch there. So we do go for rest here on the 3rd Beam Burst, and we get the full health back. As you can see, Resto Chesto really paying off there. And now we go for Earthquake, because Fire Punch to 23, so Earthquake being 100 BP should kill him at 26. So he goes to Grimmsnarl, takes an Earthquake. Fair enough. I switch out knowing nothing else will kill, and I'm fearing the Spirit Break. So he just goes for Light Screen again, revealing that he's Light Screen, Thunder Wave, Spirit Break. So I just go to my dedicated counter, Tangrowth, and we just go for Leech Seed and miss. I just went for Leech Seed there, predicting Corvi Knight or anything else. It's just like a safe play to make, and I was not doing any damage to this thing under Light Screen. So that's why I go for Leech Seed. We do miss though, unfortunately, so that's kind of sucks. But yeah, now we go to Gudra. We can't go Torn because he's behind the light screen and we can't break the sub. So we go Gudra to break the sub first. So we break the sub, and I think now I go Torn. Yeah, exactly. I'm actually reading my plays here. I didn't even know I did that. I'm just reading, like I'm thinking now what I would do, and I'm doing the same thing here. But yeah, we break the sub. Now we can pivot to Torn, take that Wind Burst, and now we kill this off. So that big threat is down. But as you can see, that's why the combination of Gudra and Tornadus was important to check X-Powered, not just one of them. We needed both of them. So that's what I foresaw in team building. I knew that one would get overwhelmed, so that's why I bought 2. I mean, it's not like over prepping for X-Powered either, because both of these Pokemon each have their own uses outside of doing that as well. So yeah, it just paid off. So now he goes to Grimmstorm. I do not want to take Prankster T-Wave. Ooh, I bravely U-turn. I guess I predicted him not to go for T-Wave. And I just go to Coco. The reason I go Coco here is so he cannot rest. When I get terrain up, you can't rest in electric terrain, so that's why I go Coco, to prevent him from getting recovery back. And he's not rest anyway, he's reflect. But that's why I did that. But nonetheless, here comes Coco. We just kill it off with Gleam as he sets up reflect. And here comes Fernando's Tyrian. So we do have counters to this. We have Tangrowth. And he reveals Choice Band there. That knockoff did way too much. So that is Choice Band Landorus T. I found out immediately from that calc. But yeah, he's locked into knockoff now, so I don't really care. I'll stay in and Leech Seed. Now we've got Galvantula Leech Seeded. We can just go to Gudra. Gudra would appreciate the Leech recovery as well. So yeah, as you can see, Terrain Beasted Thunder did 13. That's a joke. I love this Gudra, man. It's amazing. But yeah, now we're just going to go for a Fire Punch. Behind Reflect, the still does 31. Yeah, he sets up webs, fair enough. So yeah, as I said, that's why defoxes are very important. because Coco on the webs sucks. But yeah, now we get rid of the reflect with the defog and obviously the sticky webs. So that's great for me. And here I go straight to taunt because since I got rid of the webs, I thought he can go straight back to Galvantula and set them up again. So that's why I go to taunt, because one, it can switch into Landorus, and two, it prevents Galvantula setting up webs again because of course I outspeed and I can just kill it. So yeah, now he sends out Corviknight. I just U-turn out, I don't have a good matchup against it, and I go right into Coco. So U-turns out, predicts that, fair enough. And goes to his Lando. That's not good for me, he's banned, I don't want a KO, so I just go right into my Gudra. Why do I go Gudra? Oh, because I didn't want Tank to take banded U-turn, and Gudra was looking like not that useful here. Not anymore, because all its checks were like gone, except Galvantula, but Galvantula is at 32 and I have other ways to check that. So that's why I go Gudra first to scout out what he's doing. Now I go Tangrowth because he's locked into Stone Age and I can eat that all day. So yeah, not all day, it's still at 35, but yeah, we just go for a knockoff here to yeah, literally the knockoff here, well, of course we knock off Choice Band, and two, we kill this thing if it wants to come in and set up webs again or just threaten me. So that's why knockoff was the best play there by far. It covered both scenarios. So as you can see, it really pays off because he does go Galvantula and we do kill it with a knockoff. So no more webs for him and no more special threats, so Gudra is useless. So that's why we sack it off right here on this Sulk. And I keep the Tangrowth there because I still need it for Landorus. And this could be like, I don't know, Choice Band close combat, and I don't want Tangrowth to take that. So we sack off the Gudra to scatter what this thing does, and we see that it goes for Poison Jab. I'm thinking, okay, so I go Scissor here because if it's Banded or Scarf, he's locked into Poison Jab, yeah? If he's not, he's gonna kill me, and I don't need this Paralyzed Sizzle anymore. I don't need it anymore. Because he's got no more hazards. I don't need defog, and it's not really checking much else. It's hard wall by Corviknight as well. So if he's not Scarf, he's going to kill me, and that's fine. Then I know that he's not Scarf, and I can use that to my knowledge. So now I find out he's not Scarf. He goes for Fire Punch, and I take advantage of that by going to Coco, and it's an easy. Do I Gleam? Yeah, I just go for a safe Gleam. I don't want to take up Earthquake, Poison Jab, or anything. I know he has this, and here the switch to Landorus is obvious on the T-Bolt, but I think I bolt anyway because it was safe. Yeah, let's see what I do. No, I Gleam again. Yeah, I Gleam again, predicting him to go Lando. So I guess I tried too hard there. And then he stays in. Still, as I bolt, I say, nah, fuck you, okay, if you're not going to switch, I'm going to bolt. And he reveals Backhand Berry, so that's why he stayed in. But as you can see, I am Expert Build, I am Modest, and it is Terrain, so I still kill through that Backhand Berry. And yeah, I mean, now it's just, I literally spam Gleam with Coco. So here comes Lando. I don't want to KO it, so I have to go Tangrowth first. As he goes for Banded U-turn, that's 49, 40, 46. And it goes Coco. I need Tangrowth ulti basically. That's the whole thing. And we go Taunt here as a safe switch, and you know, he's not Banded, he's not Scarf. Nothing can want to KO me, so we go Taunt straight away. And I force it out, so I go for Air Slash here. Knowing that it can hit both of these guys and wear them down to the point where Coco's Gleam would kill this thing. So yeah, that's the goal here. I'll get the Lando in Gleam range and obviously just finish off Sulk. And we still have Scarf Chandelier in the back as well to finish off. So yeah, the game is over at this point. Like, there's no way I can lose. And yeah, so that's what happens. As you can see, he has no more options. He has to stay in, blah, blah, blah. Goes Sulk. I just kill it off, Air Slash, then knock off because it's accurate and he's at low. And yeah, so then we have Lando and you finish it off with Air Slash. So yeah, good game to Haze. This was a great battle, great battle, to be honest. I had to think about what I'd be doing for the full 45 turns. So definitely gave me a solid match, even though it's 4-0. Like, it was harder than it looked, and the sets he brought did kind of blow me back a bit with Choice Band, Landorus, and that sub expert especially. But yeah, good game to Haze, and I'll see you guys next week.